Yep.
Time being 6:35, I call the Halifax Planning Board into session. Members present, Mike Milius, Jonathan Sirocco, and Gordon Andrews. I'll get it before you're off.
You only have 4 years,
That's all.
Plenty of time.
On our agenda, we have site plan review for John Campbell, Pope's Tavern, Form A for 395 Plymouth Street, Allen Color Goat Grazing for Walmart, Form A for Franklin Street, Form A for Thompson Street, Form A for Thompson Street Lot 3. Ongoing business, the site plan for car repair and general discussion for as-built for street acceptance and bills. So do I have a motion to accept the agenda as read?
Make a motion to accept the agenda as read.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Pope's Tavern? You're up.
Down the milk for a while.
For a while it was. Back kicking again. Okay. You get parking out front?
Yeah, we got some, here's the old police station
Yep.
here. Here's Pope's here. We got handicap ramps, parking here with the van access, and we put handicap out here too because.
Aren't they all handicapped?
Pretty much.
That's why I thought it made sense to stay to the handicap parking.
Yeah, so anyways, we're gonna have, the handicap ramp goes right up here into there. The one on the front we're taking off.
Yep.
So this is gonna be the main entrance to Pope's now, with the one on the side. And we're gonna have more parking out here. And we're hoping to put a little more parking here, and then the parking out back we have. Even at that, we're still gonna be a little short.
Does that take into consideration the?
The water department.
And building.
Yeah, they have
committee?
2 spaces right here, and then they usually park here. And then municipal school parks down here in this area here.
Underneath.
So this was definitely redone. These spots were redone because this is what the original was. There was like a little space, a little divider in between here, because now this
Right, yeah.
is like
See, the
angled.
the architect didn't realize how much of a drop off it was there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And when he made that drawing there.
Is that okay to angle parking spots like that? If they were both to back.
Well, I think right
Yeah,
there.
they
It's
do that
okay.
often, yeah.
Right.
Just
Yeah, I think right
Make
there
the bends.
is telephone poles,
Okay.
right there.
So agenda puts the spaces.
What's he got down there?
33.
33.
30.
39 provided.
Yeah, we were around 40, 42, I think we might have dropped down. We realize that on a daily basis, that's plenty of parking. But if they should have a meal in the Great Hall or something like that, they realize they were gonna have to park across the street or in the, by the playground.
And that's not too far
No,
for
no.
in case it needed to be used.
No, really changing the driveway approaches to the street.
Not really. I think the driveway approaches to both streets are the same. It will right back in
Get around,
here.
yes.
We come out into the driveway a little bit.
Yeah, it just changes the
Okay, so this
radius
was- yeah,
inside,
right.
Yeah,
it a little
right.
more,
Yeah.
inside the
Yeah, I think that's
Area.
what you had asked for, to
Right.
get that, so it wasn't so sharp here.
Yeah, it'd just make it so
And
much
pulling
easier
in
to
here
go
for the
around
handicap.
and,
Yeah, an eight handicap, so that's plenty. Based on the availability of other parking, parking should be adequate.
You do any lighting for that? Just on the building?
yeah, probably just on the building for, right now. And the major parking is gonna be, can be lighted up without problem.
It's
Just
usually
back here.
Daytime,
We
anyway.
could always put a street light on this pole, get a street light mounted on that pole back there. Or even off the back of with some spots, you know. I mean, most 90% of the use of the building would be daytime anyways, you know.
Just the poker games at night.
Right, yeah.
You guys wanted to see that.
So how does that, I'm surprised they don't show that on here, but.
Well, that's quite a
I
way
guess.
back where they got your finger.
For the pole?
Yeah, like it makes it seem like this pole is much further off of the
Right.
pavement. But.
I've seen a lot of other towns don't really issue very specific minutes. They're more conceptual and general in nature.
Yeah, I try and get what I think is important in case it ever comes back,
Okay.
like those gentlemen, I think.
Yes.
It's very important.
Because there's 4.5, I can say, no, my statement said 5 foot.
Yeah.
You
pick and choose
stand by
what
my
you want.
statement.
Yep.
Okay.
I make a motion to approve the meeting minutes for April 12th, 2018.
A motion, is there a second?
I will second that motion.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Wait, were you supposed to say members present? Because I feel like
Sometimes I do, it makes
whenever
it sound official.
whenever I do the motions for the minutes, everyone's like, you should say members present.
Well, if that's because if only 3 you were there, then those 3 have to act.
Also, when full house happens, we don't have to do it.
Well, yeah, so if you say it when you make the motion, it lets everyone else at the table who was there know, like, oh crap, we're gonna say something.
Okay.
It's like, it's good heads up.
17.
I got you.
Right on the 19th.
Yeah.
Do we need to?
They're not gonna unpack it, are they?
They are.
I don't know. 19th, that should have been.
Yep. There's 3 of us here. We gotta wait for Larry.
Do we?
Do we? Do all 4 of us have to be here
No, just majority.
Three.
to be good?
I approve.
Is there anything in there you don't like? You can certainly cross it out.
That was a
with the
long
menu.
meeting. I remember that.
Well, that
Multiple
was your Dunkin'
discussions at
Donuts.
once, inaudible.
Yep,
I like that.
Pretty much
What's
sums
that?
it up.
passes 5-0. Passes all. All of you agreed nobody denied, and there were no ethics statements.
But we weren't all here.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Should be 4-0-0.
Oh, crap. So why don't,
So why don't we wait for that one?
There you gotta subtract one out of there.
I'll subtract one out. Make the correction on mine.
And that's gonna be on all those.
Goes all the way through.
I thought you must have thought all these out too.
That's when I wasn't here.
But
I wasn't here.
you weren't here? Oh,
She thought you were.
by the way, the zoning enforcement officer did conclude that the Dunkin' Donuts halo lighting is internally lit,
What?
so it has been denied.
Dude, after all of that?
I don't
I
understand
don't see how
that.
that's internally lit, but
It's within the cabinet, the lights in the.
It's because the thing, yeah, but it doesn't flow out of the house and it goes the other way.
Well, he
Can we make
went
a
through Mass General, so
note
he
that-
is supposed to be coming in for a special permit. However, internally lits are strictly prohibited, so I don't know if the planning board can actually give him a special permit. Or
I wanna look
at-
waive
I'm
from-
gonna define up what internally lit is, because honestly,
Yeah,
it is not. That's.
I think they have to go to the zoning board to get a variance from the.
But don't we have authority
You're
over the
special permit
signage?
granting authority.
Exactly, but we can't give variances.
It's like saying the light bulb has a housing
So,
around it.
hold on a
Like,
second.
That doesn't make any
But you can
sense.
do special permits for anything above the sign bylaws, that's why you guys are the special.
Right, but it specifically says no internally lit, so you'd have to get a variance.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a zoning bylaw. The only place you get the variance for a zoning bylaw is the zoning board of appeals. And I don't believe anybody's ever gotten one.
And that's just because the definition of internally lit says something about a housing for the
Housing and bulbs
wiring.
are inside a cabinet.
That's no cabinet. It's
I don't think all the bulbs are
it's
inside
not
a cabinet.
enclosed. It's not enclosed.
It's not the same thing.
What would you define a cabinet as?
What's it look like?
Yeah.
Enclosed?
Alright,
With four
so like
sides.
the
Doesn't have
sign's
four
opaque,
sides.
it's like a, I don't know if
Flat.
it's hard plastic or whatever, but like, so there's the face and then it comes back
It's off
and
the
then the
wall. It's
bulbs
not
are
on-
like,
It's not like
it's like a
enclosed in a cabinet.
Within the
three-sided
Dunkin' Donuts sign.
sign.
With four sides.
Crap, I wish I could say this better.
So it's got like a top on it?
Yeah,
It'll
And
just
so
the-
light
so
up.
the
bulb
light-
is in the bottom?
so the light bulbs are here, right? So like, say this is the wall.
That focus done.
Oh, yeah. Well, it also has my very important, can we turn on the AC question? So the light comes back, hits the wall of the building, and then shines, it doesn't shine through the sign, but
Right.
he's saying that this is enclosed,
It's enclosed with a cabinet.
but the back is clear, right? Or open?
No, it's
I
just
think it's
that.
Definitely not
open.
But how else does the light go through it?
It must be a clear back.
Bring the sign and let's take a look at it.
Yeah, I was under the impression it was open.
It is open. It's off the wall. It's off the siding. So there's brackets that hold the siding away from the wall.
Are there
And
lights
the
that
light
shine
is
back
shining
up?
on the wall, not on the side.
Yeah.
But the lights stick out here and shine back on it?
But maybe there is like a
Yeah.
panel on top of it so you don't get
Cover.
bugs and stuff and cobwebs and the lights. Who knows?
I'm looking up halo signs now. I can't find anything.
I was just letting you guys know.
There's no definition of
Motion to adjourn, anybody?
internally lit.
We can make a motion to adjourn. Okay, let's go.
I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're out.
That's the septic they're removing?
Yeah, the septic is right behind, actually right where the building's gonna be built on. New septic is in the front yard.
And this is new?
Yeah, this is, down back here. This is actually the land goes down, way down the back of his property, but it's all wet down there.
Support will be behind.
Looks like they got everything going downhill.
Everything's going downhill in the backyard.
So they're not proposing any catch basins for the pavement? Just,
Not at the present
just
time,
runoff.
yeah, just a runoff down back.
I don't know that it matters, but it looks like they only have 38 marked spots. But they say they have 39. I wonder where that other one was.
I count 39.
You counted 39?
Did you?
No, I came up with 38. That's what they have marked here, is that this is the 38.
All right. Well,
So I
where
got
are
the
we
first
starting?
4, 5 to 9.
9, 10,
Yeah.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Yeah, you're right, 38. My bad.
No, that's fine.
These small cars.
Yeah.
there's a couple of small ones over there.
Yeah.
Two of those in
I
one
would be
spot.
caught dead in
Yeah,
them.
so they are definitely saying 38 on there, but on the front it says 39. Is that
I
a typo?
think, that's what I'm assuming. I think you still have adequate parking. I think this is just a misrepresentation.
Yeah, it could be.
I think that number should be
Total
lower.
required is 33.
It was the engineers that counted it.
Yeah, right. Well, they do is count dollars. Better. Never wrong, you know? It's a tough site, you know?
Proposed building doesn't look bigger than what's there.
Not really.
Well, what happens is.
Pretty close to the same.
Pretty close to the same, but because you're doing it in 3 floors, the
Yeah.
square footage is a little more.
Yeah. It looks good to me.
That's
Okay, so he's over the foundation, but he's still underneath the finished floor. Because that's pretty close.
yeah, that's the porch. That is.
And then you're gonna have, it looks like there's another pad, there's an elevation here. I assume there's a pad and there's gonna be another front entrance?
Yeah,
This is
it'll be a
remaining
front
the same?
entrance to the freight, that'll remain the same.
Okay.
This
But it's
is
not
the
gonna be
little
there.
section because of handicap ramp. When we had the handicap ramp coming off, we had to put this on there to cover the law.
Oh,
when we Come
okay.
out of the building. We're leaving that on there, and there'll be a little set of stairs to go up into the front door.
And all these areas will be handicap accessible, right? With
Right.
the ADA
Yeah,
compliant?
right, there'll be all walkways. Yeah.
Carlos? How y'all doing? Apologies for the delay. So looking at the Pope's Tavern right now, since last time they've reconfigured, added a few extra spots and a few more handicap spots.
Okay.
It looks fairly straightforward. See no issues.
Take a look.
No new signage out front or anything like that.
Signage, probably not a lot more than what we have now, as far as the building itself,
Yeah.
to keep in contact with the historic district and all that.
Mhm.
Probably, maybe entrance way or somewhere to be marked a little better.
Are you guys gonna build the alternative parking areas all at once?
Pardon?
Are the alternative parking areas all gonna get built at once? Or
When
is
it's
this gonna be
completed,
phased?
yeah, before they move in, all the parking will be ready. We were hoping to have a partial, let them stay in there while we built the back building.
Mhm.
But it's pretty much impossible because there's very little
site.
staging area, site work,
Mhm.
and it's such a safety measure.
And have people coming in and out during
Yeah,
construction.
so, and what we'd have to do is septic right off the bat because that has to come out to put the new building in. So,
So they'd have to hold it.
yeah, so from the minute everything goes, there'll be a fence around it similar to the school over there. And the COA is gonna operate out of the front of the town hall here.
Yep.
And the meals, hopefully out of the church next door, the Meals on Wheels program.
Yep.
I guess my question is, what does it mean by alternative parking area? Are you
Well,
gonna build all of these, or are some of these as needed down the road?
Oh, no, well, basically, on a daily basis,
Yeah.
they may need about 15 spots.
Okay.
So we're gonna make this over here, this is the other side in front of the police station.
Yep.
They have a couple parking spaces there now. There'll have to be a tree come down and put those kind of alternative to give that little extra parking, even though it's not
It's not.
what we really need.
It's not required by zoning.
Yeah,
So it's just extra parking.
yeah, well, it's extra parking over and above the daily use.
Okay.
When they have the big functions and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
Yeah, 'cause they already realize if you have a big function and say you had 50 people come, they're gonna have to use the town hall parking and the library parking, or playground parking. I don't know how many 50 people events they're gonna have.
Lot.
Maybe one or two a year, but it is open to any organization in town.
Yeah.
So have like if you want a
For
Cub
events
Scout
there?
banquet or if you wanted to have a banquet, you know.
That's
The
good to know.
kitchen, I made sure the kitchen was big enough so that they could, you know, bring in food and heat it up and serve 50 or 60 people.
Yep.
Because we really don't have any place like that in town now that outside groups can use, you know. And that was part of the addition. And there's a couple of meeting rooms there. Say if you got, you know, the planning board wanted to meet over there on the second floor, there's gonna be a meeting room in the back for now. It's probably about as big as this, a little bigger maybe. And other groups would be able to have that for a meeting.
Yeah. Mm.
There's there's a full set of plans at 1117 here if you want to look at them later.
Okay.
I just grew up there.
Perfect. You guys looking
Any other
for
question?
any sort of relief from the site plan review requirements, or everything's meeting?
Well,
with
just
zoning?
kind of looking for an okay to go ahead because it's less than,
I don't think they asked for any waivers or anything.
There's no waivers, no
No.
relief,
Not that I'm aware.
everything's
No.
per the zone.
Good? Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve the plan
Site plan.
for the town of Halifax for Pope's Tavern, which is lot 72 on map 18. The plan dated March 27th, 2018 by Webby Engineering.
I have a motion to accept the site plan, endorse the site plan for Pope's Tavern. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay.
If you look in here, if you want to look here, it's a little different. Like the handicap ramp's been moved.
Yeah.
on there.
Yep.
The whole-
That's the new one.
Yeah, that's the whole kit and
Okay.
caboodle right there, so.
Right.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
This pig was $100.
What's that?
This was 100?
No, I got some stupid printer to do for nothing.
And I just put it somewhere over here.
That's
the
not the
planning
text
board
getting out easy.
lines
Yeah.
in today's date.
And he doesn't have to bring plans, they just email them.
Email.
That's
Yeah.
unreal.
Well, I think that's the way everything's going.
Yeah, that's what happened still back in the 80s. All right, gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you, John.
Good job. Thank you.
Oh, we don't need the fancy pens. I've already pen.
You can if you want.
I'll
I
use
gave
the
you a
fancy
pen.
No, I know.
You gave everyone a pen.
Mine got stolen. Yeah.
No landscaping plans or anything.
What?
Probably not
No
gonna.
landscaping plans.
I don't think there's gonna be any room for bushes.
Yeah. Excellent.
I have just that, we just wanna take into consideration, because we passed our
Still a pen.
extension
I did.
For these.
for what we're doing now.
Did
The site plan?
Yeah.
So they were looking for an endorsement on this?
Yeah, I'm just doing it more for paperwork.
Yeah, okay.
That's nice. I don't have
Next
Oh.
is 395 Plymouth Street.
it. Do we wanna take the goat grazing first? 'Cause
Sure.
Yeah, we could.
I think a couple of you still have your paperwork.
Yeah. I'm a hoarder. I like to take paperwork. I guess.
Oh, there it is.
When was that? Oh, that's this one? Right here? Yeah.
Couple extra copies.
Thank you.
Hopefully I remember what's on that one.
Maybe we could share it. It's all good.
Just below the site.
Do you wanna take a copy home, Carly?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay.
We're gonna be looking for relief for front setbacks somewhere.
For what?
Front setbacks from the
It's already
roadways.
pre-existing non-conforming. Oh, I think they did that with zoning already.
Alright, but they were building a new building, so.
Yeah, the
It
new
is.
building isn't any closer to the road than the other one.
So they could get it under the pre-existing clause.
I think so.
Yeah.
Other than the zoning for relief. So you want us to
I think that was our
Yeah,
biggest
just for
concern.
paperwork, if you want
Just
a
sign
motion,
it?
that's fine.
Yes,
Just-
definitely. You're right.
There we go. Okay,
How are you? Alan Cutler and Sue Shortman with Apex Companies. She's from Goatscapes. I'm from Apex Companies. We are Walmart's stormwater contractor for the Halifax Walmart and all the Walmarts in Massachusetts. Currently, we maintain the stormwater pond once a month during the growing season, keeping the grass, anywhere between, 6 and 8 inches, so it doesn't, scar the, dry up and things like that. We're just looking to do a pilot program utilizing some goats and sheep to try to maintain this maybe without having folks out here. We tried to pick some ponds that had some fairly steep banks that were challenging for our crews to weed whack and things like that. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but it's fairly steep bank here. It's just about 37,000 square feet, fenced in, 6-foot high fence, access gates on either end here. Both are locked. So it's 37,000 square feet in here, but the actual grass area, I mean, you can see there's probably at least a third of it is water. So our proposal, we're just trying to see if do a pilot test and see how this works. Biggest thing is we want to make sure there's no harm to the animals, no harm to people. And the biggest thing too is that we're going to ensure that the pond is continue to be maintained. It's not that we're going to turn the goats loose and say, hey, we're not going to come out and mow this. So the intent was to get a herd of maybe 4 to 6.
4 to 6 goats and possibly 2 sheep. We could do it in either 2 goats and 2 sheep for 2 weeks, or we could do 6 goats and 2 sheep for 1 week. It doesn't matter to us if you folks have a preference. Generally, the goats in and of themselves would do 4 goats and a 1/4 acre, and it's about a 1/2 acre all told if you take the pond away.
Now, how many times would you normally have to maintain it in a year?
We maintain it once a month during the growing season. So, probably how many times we're actually physically out there cutting? Probably 8 times. It depends on when we have to start mowing. Right now, it's pretty hairy because of the timing. We are contracted by Walmart to be out there once a month, but it's got to be within 7 days of the previous visit. So we can't go on the 1st
Okay.
of 1 month and the 30th of the second month. It's basically 60 days in between. So if we went out on the 1st, we'd have to be out there anytime between the 1st and the 7th of the next month. So it's like I said, the plan is to have the goats out there for a couple weeks. We would be checking daily to make sure they have water, check on progress. So it's going to be a little bit of a pilot study on our end. And then at the end of the time, once they leave, we would make sure that the pond is maintained to the standards that we normally keep it. So it's not going to be, well, the goats maintain it this month, we'll be back next month to cut it. We would go out, and I anticipate having to do some additional trimming to make sure that things are cut down following the goats. and
Okay.
sheep.
If you normally only went there once a month, would you need the goats to be there for at least 10 weeks to get a feel for whether or not it was effective?
Well, the goats should be able to clear that area effectively within about 2 weeks, maybe 2.5, depending on rain. Obviously, rain will inhibit them. They tend to hide in their huts during rain. So between 2 and 2.5 weeks, the goats would leave the premises.
Okay.
Apex, to my knowledge, is going to come out and check it, make sure it's all maintained the way that it's supposed to be. And then when the next time they're supposed to be out there, the goats should maintain it a little, no offense, better than your guys. So we are hoping to cut down the amount of times that it needs to be maintained, that they don't need to go out May, June, July, August, September, October, November, that they wouldn't have to go out for 7 months. Ideally, the goats could do it in three times versus the 7.
But would the grass not grow back?
That's
The
what I was
grass-
getting at. If you
the-
didn't
the
see a
grass-
complete cycle, how would you know
Well,
the
the grass actually
effectiveness?
will grow back. The goats are not grazers. They're browsers.
He informed me of this last time.
Which is why we put
Why
the
get
sheep.
the sheep in there?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Exactly. But neither one of them is going to damage the roots because
Okay.
neither sheep nor goats are going to pull the roots out of anything.
But they're gonna go
Counts
lower
horses
than
would.
they would have gone if you had
Potentially.
sent the traditional crew.
Exactly.
Okay, so that
So-
buys you more time
Oh,
before,
correct.
between next application.
Exactly.
And we'd be
And that's the-
monitoring to make sure that they weren't, you know,
Right, exactly.
overgrazing, I guess, per se,
Right.
so.
But I think that they would get it a little bit better than the guys to the point where we may be able to skip a month. But if
Okay,
we can't, we would want to bring them out earlier. Again, you know, I know what the goats will do on a typical area, but this is a different area than they've been in. And there's definitely things to browse on, but there's also things to graze on.
okay.
So it's gonna be a little bit of a test. of
Yeah, and
both
you're gonna
ways.
find the ratio. of-
Exactly. And with every area they go into, there's always that little bit of new.
Okay.
So what is the specific plan then? So the goats go there for 2 weeks, then you
Correct.
go somewhere else, will you come back during the next cycle, or will it only be you guys on?
It's
Apex?
gonna depend on how, you know, how effective it is and how well it works. Again, the main intent is to not lose, you know, control of what the pond looks like. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, this is something we're looking to do, but if it's not effective, we'll certainly be back to make sure to maintain, you know, the inlets, the outlets, and maintain a good appearance of the pond,
Yeah,
so.
because the goats aren't gonna take care of your inlets or your outlets.
Right, so we'll make sure that everything is free and clear, so pump water is flowing in there, we're not losing any functionality of it. But yeah, ideally, if the goats do a great job, we'll come out and monitor it, and maybe when we have to come out once a month, I guess I should have made clear. We check all the stormwater assets, the catch basins, any other kind of swales, so we would be out once a month anyways, and if we had to mow.
So they'd be taking care of the vegetation, you'd still be working with any silt buildup or anything like
Correct,
that?
yeah, we would still do our normal quote-unquote inspection, which is basically anywhere that stormwater hits in the parking lot, catch basins, any kind of proprietary systems that are out there, the inlets, the outlets, making sure that everything was fine. And, yeah, we would still do an inspection, but we're hoping to cut down on some of that physical labor again because of
Okay, you send one
the
guy out to
steep
check
banks
and,
Right, exactly.
I mean, we're gonna come out prepared when we come out to do that, to mow / weed whack and clear anything, but, like I said, that's the thing, is I don't wanna, you know, it's not gonna be just turn the goats loose and, hey, look, Apex, we don't have to do anything. It's going to, you know, gonna require probably more follow-up than typical, but, it's one of those things we're looking, like I said, looking to, you know, I would say be corny, be a little bit green, but also trying to help out and see if we can, you know, save some of our guys. It's a lot of string trimming and things like that, so.
It's pretty steep slope.
Right, the goats, the
goats don't
poison
care.
ivy and things like that, so they're good with that.
now this area is already fenced in and controlled, you were saying?
Yeah, the whole
That
pond
already is
is,
in?
the whole
Okay.
pond is already fenced in. It's a six
So-
foot high chain link.
So as far as for those two weeks or so, the goats will be contained in there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we noticed that it mentioned something about the field shelter.
Yes.
We weren't sure like what that.
Basically, what a field shelter is a 3-sided plastic shelter that my guys are going to figure out how to get over the 6-foot fence, but they've done it before. They're not gonna be happy, but they'll get on the back of the truck and they'll pop it over. It looks like a round, almost like a calf hut, if any of you have seen a calf hut. But it's a round one, and it's 3-sided, and it just,
Okay.
it basically allows them to go when it rains to look pathetic inside as opposed to outside. The rain doesn't hurt them, but people get all freaked out if they look pathetic, so it gives them a place to hide.
All right, so no permanent structure, just
Oh,
something
no,
you're
no,
gonna
no,
pick up
nothing.
and put down and.
Yeah.
Okay.
It comes and goes with the goats.
And someone will be checking daily for water for the goats also. I know in there it says, wet ponds or ponds maybe check for water twice a day, but once every other day, but we'll be checking daily on the goats. And again, I just wanna make sure we're more hands-on. Sue's from next town over,
Yeah, I'm from
so.
Duxbury, so we're not far.
We're not
We-
far, and we, you know.
We provide 24-hour contact. If there's an issue, we come and we deal with it. We can switch out a goat or catch a goat or, you know, whatever crazy things could potentially happen. We are around, we are not far.
And all the goats they have, I would say medical clearance, but
Yes,
they're checked by a vet
yes,
annually.
we have our
so,
herd
you
check,
know.
we have their rabies, we have their CDT, we have all of the things.
Okay.
We have full insurance, which we are happy to provide.
What do you do if it does rain? And then the pond is gonna fill up? Are the goats
It's
okay,
not
or
gonna
do you
fill,
get them out of there?
it's not gonna fill up high enough that the goats can't get up. I mean, the goats are gonna stay up.
They'll-
Have
they'll-
you seen it?
I don't know off the top of my
It's
head how much
really
of a perimeter
it-
there is around there.
There's a
It's really
good,
steep.
There's
Deep, I know it's really deep.
There's a
It's
good
really
flat
deep.
area up on this.
and realistically, if it got to the point where the goats couldn't be there, we could come get them. I mean, we're
Okay.
5 minutes away. But I can't imagine, unless we have some kind of insane storm, which we have had lately.
But that does bring up a good point. I
Right.
think there's a pretty flat, there's a flat, I was up there today, there's
Yeah,
a flat
there's a huge
area
flat
up on here.
surface there,
that-
and it's very steep going down, so I sincerely doubt it would fill. But if it did, we could certainly come get them. It's
And
not,
And they know enough, obviously, to get out of the water.
oh, they won't, they
Yeah.
don't like water. They won't get their feet wet if they have a choice.
Okay.
And as far as droppings, fairly minimal. Again, they won't go in the water, so the droppings would land, in theory, outside of the water. And, you know, over a week, it's not going to do any additional super nutrient loading or anything. I mean, it's gonna add some nutrients to the soil,
Some
but,
extra nitrogen, but at
But,
the end of the
yeah,
day,
'cause I know
more
that's
so
a-
than deer.
right, that's, we're looking at trying to do this in Lunenburg and Tewksbury also. And those are questions that have come up about, you know, droppings and things like that, and would it contaminate the water?
And like they won't go in the water.
Yeah, and it's a negative, you know, negative.
Goats
water.
apparently are great swimmers. They hate the water, hate it. Would rather tear off their own legs than walk through mud.
Now you mentioned here that there's going to be an electric fence, so just the.
We don't have to electric fence here, actually. This has a 6-foot high electric. We have the electric fence for Tewksbury.
6-foot high chain link.
Sorry, 6-foot high chain link. If you wanted us to electric, we could electric it, but it doesn't need electric in this area.
What
I'm not
drives the need, I guess?
I mean, there. I guess
what
there
drives
is,
the
but-
need is a lot of places don't have any fence, and so we, as the goatscaping company, we provide a 4-foot high solar powered electric fence that we use to fence in the goats. But if there's a 6-foot high chain link fence, it's more than sufficient to keep them in. I would put one section of fence, although I don't think it needs to be electric, on the inside of each gate, just because there's a little gap that.
They can wiggle
It's a
themselves.
chain,
They probably
it's
could.
a double swing gate with a, you know, with a chain.
Yeah, so there's a
Right.
chance for them to
Well,
force through it.
exactly, and so but I don't think it needs to be electric. I don't see them getting out of that. Or frankly, having any need to. They don't usually leave unless they're out of food.
So you're thinking only where the gates are, you would have
Exactly.
to? Okay.
Just
Exactly.
to, just to reinforce, okay?
Exactly, and I don't know that we need to electrify it. I think I would simply just attach the fence. For visual for them, because they can't push through it. Because would attach it from the inside, and then they can't push. But some places want the electric, other places don't. I don't see a need for it. If you don't see a need for it, there's no benefit other than,
Well,
you know.
I suppose we'll find out.
well, this is it. I mean, you know,
I guess we'll see. I mean, to be honest, it might be a petting zoo at some point in time when
Right,
when
right.
people walking up to the fence to see
and they are
to see
and they are
goats.
very friendly.
Yeah.
Almost to a fault. I mean, I have a 5-year-old and she feeds them all winter long. We keep them friendly on purpose.
Yeah.
That does bring it up.
That-
though.
that-
Do you need
that
us? Do you
brings up
need a
that-
sign of?
We-
Do
we
you
do
normally
not
put up
touch the
something?
We
Don't.
usually do put up a sign, do not feed the goats.
Okay.
That's usually
That
the
also
biggest thing
says
that.
don't feed pigeons, but people still feed pigeons.
Correct.
Time.
Well, and
Because you know all the
realistically,
little kids
there's
don't
not a
do
whole
it.
lot a goat
Yeah, I
can't
didn't
eat.
think of that, but
You know, they're allergic to rhododendrons, but I don't necessarily think people are going to go, that there's no rhododendron there to pick one and feed a leaf. So there's nothing really I'm concerned about people feeding them. Like they've eaten donuts, they've eaten goldfish, they've eaten all the crazy things people will feed them and they're fine.
I just don't think we want to create a petting zoo.
No,
I
no.
think the location too, being kind of off the beaten path. I mean,
Yeah,
if you've been
people
to
don't even-
Walmart,
Oh,
you know,
they'll
where
see
people
it.
want to park.
They'll see-
there, you
they'll
know,
see
but-
Well, exactly,
Right.
but
So-
again, it's for a limited amount of time, so
Yeah.
unless, you know, if they were gonna be there all summer, I would think of it more of an issue than a week or two here and there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I
I
don't-
don't think it's a concern, but do you guys have any concern for kid 6 fingers through
I
thing?
don't, I mean, again,
Goat.
you know, they don't, they only have one set of teeth on the bottom, you can't, like, they don't bite.
No,
Alright, no,
goat, yeah, goats.
If
are
you're
Yeah, I
good.
if you're cool with it, like
Yeah,
so I don't
no,
think it's
no,
really an
I
issue.
mean, we
It's
rent them
just
in people's backyards on purpose, like,
Yeah.
that's
Right.
part of what they do.
You're in golf courses. and
Yeah, I mean, we have
public-
golf
public-
course.
Public places.
I mean, we
that are-
bring them for petting zoos, I mean, that's.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's at the end of the day though, it's Walmart. It would be Walmart's call for how much
Absolutely.
traffic. If there's going to be a lot of people here, because to be honest with you, when people drive in, most people would park here, and will drive by here. And if they see goats, they might start to fill up this area, and then a lot of trucks drive down this. A lot of big rigs will drive back here for deliveries, and if they're blocking that, Walmart might get ticked
Right.
off with it. But I mean, you put up signs, people just say don't feed the goats. You know, they're at work or you know they're working, they're trying to do stuff.
Right.
If people are feeding the goats, that's gonna basically say they're gonna have to be there for a few more days because
Right.
they're full and they're not eating the grass that you're paying that
Right.
you know her company to do. So
But
it all ends up.
but realistically, I mean, we've had them at town parks. It really has never been an issue.
Yeah.
And like I said, we'll be out there, we'll be out there daily, or someone will be out there daily, and to be honest, the last thing that we wanna have, and obviously you folks wanna have, is a problem with anything. So if I start to see, or we start to see a bunch of traffic there, we may have to pull the plug early or something. I mean, you guys know Walmart, a lot of times is a big target on their back for a lot of things, and we wanna make sure that, you know, everything goes smoothly with this. So, trust me, if it's not working or something is awry, we can definitely.
We can address
I don't
it very
foresee
easily.
any problems.
But at the same time, I
perfectly
just
fine
wanna-
with this.
Yeah,
I think it's a good,
100%.
yeah.
I think it's a cool way to clean catch basins. It's just that you know it's a pilot. You're gonna have to
Yeah.
gonna have to overcome
And
some
that's exactly
some
it.
obstacles.
And you know, again, on the other side of it, you know, as from, I don't say a PR standpoint, I think it's kind of an interesting
Yeah.
study. I mean, it's gotta be, hopefully it's effective, but, which I think it's going to, guarantee it.
That's kind of my job, is to, you know,
Yeah.
it's to
I
know
think
that
it's
it's gonna be
cool.
effective, and it will be, but.
Cool.
Yeah, and, you know.
Can we get a copy of the pilot study when you're done? Are you gonna put
Oh,
a report together at the end of
Yeah,
the period?
yeah, absolutely, yeah, we can let you know, because like I
Yeah,
said,
that'd be
we're,
cool.
we're very curious to see, you know, we're
The
gonna be out there
before and
daily
after
just to,
pictures
you
and
know, again, not that I'm gonna spend a week of my summer watching goats, but, just to kind of see
Hey,
You never
what the
know.
progress,
Hey,
what the
that is
progress
what
is.
I is, somewhere I wanna hear it.
Okay. What the progress is, and yeah, well, certainly we can share that info, because if it can be useful for other, you know, other projects and things like that here, or, you know, even to continue to do this or somewhere else.
Would the goal then, after the pilot study, be then to implement this on a larger scale basis?
That's the tentative plan. Again, I you know, I say one step at a time, but yeah, that's the plan, is to try to do it. Try to do it here. Tewksbury and Lunenburg also are kind of in the same kind of
Farming
process.
communities almost,
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, right. I mean, it's at some point. I don't know, you know, how we're going to roll it out. Obviously, there's cost, effectiveness, you know, and if there's any issues with that. But once we kind of sort all those out and see how it works, and maybe it works better at different ponds than other ones. Maybe some smaller ones with steeper banks, it works good, but the flat ponds that are large, it might
Just
just
as
be
easy to
easier to
mow.
mow. You know,
That's
we're
cool.
looking, like I said, to try to minimize, you know, worker exposure for the most part, to be honest. But you know, like I said, that's almost all weed whacking, you know, string trimming, you know, for the vast majority of that. So.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Any questions?
Is there anything that we get to
I think we give you, yeah, I think we
Yeah.
give you a blessing. I don't think we're gonna
I
have to
wasn't
make
sure
any
how-
ruling,
This
but
really
I mean,
does-
best of luck, I guess.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. I mean, and the other thing too is I can keep, I'm not sure what the best way to, I mean, I don't have a problem with, hey, we're starting, and I think you guys have plenty of other things to do, and worry about when I'm starting to go Sue starts and goats out, but I don't
Just
have a
give
problem.
me a call,
Okay.
and
Yeah, Terry will be interested to find out when it starts.
Yeah, we can tell you when it starts and ends, so then everyone can, you know, go out there and watch and all the
Can
rest of
drive
the
by it
opinions, so.
and go feed the ghost donuts, it'll be good.
I really appreciate you guys
They
taking
really
time.
like.
Not
to-
Time for this, I know it's kind of a little bit of an oddball thing.
No, sounds cool.
No, it's
Hopefully
new.
it's- hopefully something interesting. We'll certainly circle back and let you know when, I'm thinking, depends on when the herds are available and when we gotta get this finally through with Walmart, but probably a couple, 3 weeks maybe.
yeah, just give us a
Okay.
call, let us know.
Yeah, I'll give you an
Absolutely.
advance and then let you know when
Yeah.
it's done, and also circle back on, you know, because like I said, we'll do a.
Yeah, and
report
just check in
to
with the
find
Board of
out,
Health,
so.
Kathy Driner, because we figured it's more under her
Okay.
Yes,
jurisdiction.
yeah, that sounds great.
Cool.
Okay.
Awesome, thank you.
Awesome.
Good luck.
Thank
Thank you
Have a
very much
great
for the time, I
night.
appreciate it.
Get my agenda.
Joe, what do you have, Form A?
I'll give it to you.
He's got a few.
We're ready if you're ready.
I'm all set. I mean, I don't need it.
I'd be more worried about the goats eating whatever goes in the pocket.
It's all good.
Like boils.
Oh, I
It
got
sounds like they're gonna be contained,
Freeze,
but
whatever goes on the kit, Jason.
All right, just for,
What do you want to do first?
we'll do the easiest one first. I'm just saying, if we hear a beep, we have to stop and hold off till I change the batteries.
We got batteries right here. We're good.
This is Gladys Stevens' house at 443 Thompson Street.
And what Gladys would like to do is, well, she doesn't like to do anything, she's gone, but Ernie Stevens is, what he would like to do is carve off a lot around the house, and then we're gonna create some lots on these other ones. We do have a plan, and we did submit it for the lots, but one of them is a retreat lot, so we have to apply for a special permit. So the lawyers asked us to just submit this plan so that they can get going with selling the house.
What does it currently look like? What is the lot?
Oh,
All of it.
except all for of taking that. this yellow line out, it's.
So
this-
it's the
this
big
house,
lot.
yeah.
Okay.
They don't own this lot.
Okay.
It's a separate house. So all we're doing on this plan is creating a lot around the house that would have 81,954 square feet, of which over 59,000 is upland, with more than 150 feet of frontage. And then we're keeping the remaining 14 acres as one lot right now. So what do you have for the wetlands there, Joe?
Uh,
We have the wetland, The back
Here.
part of it?
and then, yeah, this, basically it's all wet from here to here except for a little tiny island here.
So it kind of like cuts off the back triangle of the
Comes right
lot?
up here, yes. Yeah, so this
Yeah, okay.
this is wet here.
Yeah.
And
That
then
little
it's
piece.
wet in there.
Did the Conservation Commission already approve the delineation?
They have not, no. No, we have no reason to file with them yet,
Okay.
because we're
They
not
would only
we're not
actually have
proposing
to
any
file
activity on the lot.
An NOI or RDA once they go to bid.
Yep.
Technically don't have to until they do that.
But until they do that, we don't have confirmation of the wetlands line, right?
Other than we have credible people go do it. yeah.
Yep.
It's not like you're really tight there. You got almost 60,000. Need 40.
Yeah. Any reason you went bigger than the 40,000 square feet on that lot?
That's what they wanted. Yeah, they wanted around 2 acres.
Okay.
So that's that one.
So that lot goes all the way over, is that
All
goes
the way
to
to
Peck's?
John Peck's.
Where's that property?
John Peck,
105.
house is over here.
Pine Street's
Oh, that's on the south side of the street. Okay, it was flipped
Pine
around.
Street's almost across from it.
Yep. Okay.
That's that one. The other one we're doing on Franklin Street, which is a fairly easy one also. There's an existing lot that I have outlined in blue, which had a, I don't know, it was
83.
basically an older lot. But when we did perk test out there, the soils were
Oh,
perked
good.
slower than 30 minutes an inch. So that because of Board of Health regulations, soils of special concern, if, you know, slow perking soils have to have at least 80,000 square feet of upland. And so basically there was some extra upland that we could get, so they had requested that we take a piece from this piece and put it with that one, so that we have 83,407 square feet of upland. The frontage stays the same, which is around 196.
And it doesn't affect the other lot.
No, this is all, basically is all agricultural back here
Okay.
right now. They access through over at the town line where they're cutting hay.
Okay. Straightforward, no questions on that for me.
It meets the perimeter ratio.
Yes, it does, yes.
I didn't see it. I mean, it should, I mean, it's almost rectangular.
So this
It's got that little handle on the back, right?
Yeah.
almost all the way down Franklin, like
Right,
before it
yeah.
hooks to the left.
Before
So
the-
there's the power lines you
Yeah.
can see marked right there.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah, I
right,
think
power
mine-
line's right here.
Okay, yeah, no, I know
You
that
might
is
want
it.
to check, see if you have the updated Form A
Okay.
checklist to make sure that you got that it actually says wetlands and continuous
Contiguous.
uplands.
Contiguous.
And your area to ratio, we want to make sure we have on there, and you have the circle on the tangent
Sure.
on lot line.
I know this
Only
house.
because sometimes the ZEO.
I've just recently did a big septic system in the back.
Somebody was doing some work on it. They built a big mounted septic system.
Or
back.
No, so I don't think there is a house
The
there.
other one, the
Or-
first one.
No,
No, there's
that,
not.
Oh, yeah.
We're trying to
yeah,
get one
no,
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the other lot.
It's been
next door.
perked.
Yeah,
And there's actually a buyer for it. But the Board of Health has kind of, not stalled us, but basically asked us to have 80,000 square feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
That was it? Those two?
I think Terry has the Mylars. So
Yep,
I assume you sign them at your convenience.
Well, we got a motion to do all that, so.
Very good.
Okay.
okay,
Thank you very much.
thank you.
Have a good night.
See you, Joe. Was that three?
No, this one here,
It's
the
different.
last one, that will be the one with the estate law,
Oh,
which we
okay.
can do. I actually have it, because it's a special permit right now until the Attorney General.
Changes up.
And I asked Joe if they wanted to just wait, but apparently they don't want to wait until everything's approved. And I have that on the agenda for June 7th.
Is it hearing?
Yes, there'll be a public hearing for the special permit. So notices have gone out, it'll be advertised in the paper tomorrow and next week, and then we can do it on June 7th.
So did we get the papers
Yep.
for these?
Everything's right there. Which one do you want to do first? Thompson Street?
Thompson
or-
Street.
Just cause.
Just cause.
It seemed like you wouldn't need to do a retreat on that one, right? It seemed like even in between they had plenty of frontage.
It's just the way they wanted to do it, I guess.
Yeah, I thought there was frontage enough there. but- Unless they're looking to maybe try to get two
Two
out
more
of it.
lots, yeah.
Make a motion to approve the Form A application on a plan believed not to require approval for 443 Thompson Street, which is map 79, lot 60 and 60A for Ernest Stevens.
We have a motion. Is there a second to endorse the Form A?
I will make a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So it's all those woods back there. So that's, the lot goes way back there. It's not just the house, right? Because hers was right up near the street. So the other ones must go back to where they
This is
cleared
that
it
one
out.
right there.
Yeah, the
Look at
little
the
pin
date.
mark on it.
Almost did.
No, the one over here is the one.
They
that
used
just did
the
septic.
17?
Yes, but the one they're
Okay, I had to
subdividing,
look at
right?
the
They're creating a lot around
Right.
his
Twice.
house.
I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
that's
there's a lot
17th.
of
Wait,
frontage.
there's no way it's the
Yeah,
17th.
but
And
I think
looked
the lots go
again,
way back, all the way probably to where the clearing is, because that's probably Peck's land or not Peck's land.
Oh, I'm fancy actually.
Whoever
Right,
owns it.
and you did numbers? Nice, cool, man.
Yeah, so they'd have to clear out those woods to make it all happen. I think it slopes up there a little ways. Yeah, the retreat lot I'm
I
talking about.
haven't got to use a stamp yet.
I do the stamping.
So you forward
I
this?
take all these and I stamp. Oh, I have a, that will have two, right?
Do we have to sign this one too?
Yeah, all three, please.
So no.
Ruined my pen.
We're missing Mark, I think. That one feels thinner than these other packages though.
One was just the front page, I think.
Yeah.
He's going this way, right?
No, I'll use that because I
Yep.
deal with that.
One finished.
May.
One down. Two down.
It's one lot, right? Then you get the Mylar.
Better than I have.
Is that what we're doing?
Boom. Okay.
That's the other one. Okay, one.
This one, yeah, that one we're gonna wait on.
Next round.
Make a motion to endorse the Form A plan of a plan believed not to require approval on Franklin Street, being map 113, lots 3 and 5 for Brookside Realty LLC. Dated March 27th, 2018.
Drawn by Webby.
Drawn by Webby Engineering.
I have a motion. Is there a second to endorse Form A?
I second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
It's gonna be the new thing. Thank you.
Who's the picker?
I wonder why. This one's going back to Jonathan.
That was done.
Yeah. What is that? Did we just do a cover page for the third one?
Yeah. That's the one that they get. They don't need the check.
Okay.
They only actually have to choose one check.
Thank you. Well, that was a bad one.
Yeah, come on.
This one's missing signatures.
A couple.
Yeah. Yeah. I just signed my name like 15 times.
Yeah,
The last one.
it's a little.
Did you know the last one was a check?
All right, we also
You can
have
deposit it if you want.
Form A for 395 Plymouth Street.
Well, this was cool, though.
Apparently they're not.
What is this?
It's the same one as that
The little one that we're
picture.
trying-
Seems to me like they should have picked up the septic system with that.
State law looks big enough, right?
Are
We need 80,000. They got 130 almost.
How much upland have they got?
Plenty. 127. It's all upland.
They have not come or submitted anything for a special permit for that estate lot at this point.
So what's the application for? The estate lot portion of it?
No, they basically want to add this triangle piece to this lot here. Here's the old lot line.
Mhm.
All of it's basically owned by the same people.
Or it needs to be owned by the same. Or no, I guess it doesn't necessarily, but yeah. So that's a A&R
So the-
plan approval is what they're asking for?
Where's the new septic?
That's, all right, that's,
This
so
is
they have the
existing.
easement to retain the thing, but they,
But they labeled that as existing.
that's what I'm saying, like, so they didn't put this septic system with the lot that they're creating, nor did it look like they gave themselves enough room
Do
to
they
ever
not have
repair
the
that.
distance between the existing building and the existing septic to create a
It's
lot?
only
That's where
20.
it could be parked. That's where they could actually put it.
But that's the only place it could be, so they could have reconfigured the lot lines to go around it to include it on the
That's
parcel,
what I'm
right?
saying, it's odd to
Is that just the
reconfigure.
leaching field? Because that's not
Yeah,
the whole.
so you get tanks here,
Yeah.
probably pump.
Except for when you go around that septic system, then the existing building in the back doesn't fit in the building line.
Correct.
Yeah, that existing building is basically
No, I know, but
condemned anyway.
but that would mean that they're creating a line that makes it non-conforming.
Look like they're making a bunch of lines. that
Or they
are
could just knock the
non-conforming.
building down and it wouldn't
Well,
be an
I
issue.
agree with that, but what I'm saying is to come in and do it now, if you ran the line by here, it doesn't need it.
What is the setback requirement?
50 feet.
But is that a side yard
Front
set?
lot
In
line.
the, in
But
the,
is that a side setback at
Yeah,
that
I
point?
would-
No, for
Yeah,
a,
it might be a.
For a retreat lot?
For a retreat
It's 50
lot,
foot all
yeah.
around. Those aren't even habitable buildings, so it wouldn't have to be a retreat lot until such time that you wanted it to be, right?
yeah, except we'd be endorsing a plan that would be non-conforming. In another way.
Yes.
But if the building wasn't there, it'd be fine, essentially, if they moved that lot line.
Is there any supporting materials submitted with this, or it's just a plan and please vote on it?
Just the application,
Basically, the application and the checklist. That's all I usually look at.
no explanations. I mean, I think, we could run this by town land use council.
Especially now the encroachments, there's no real proposal, I guess technically one of these is being addressed, but.
These are sheds, right? Or
It-
pool shed? And what's that?
It's my understanding that that was being
Full
rented
house.
out. Okay.
I mean, the only other thing is, this thing is already off the lot. Now we're gonna sign another plan showing, and it still is off the lot.
Yeah,
That's why I think we should probably run it by land use council.
agreed. So this,
I'll try and get it over.
Cause this shed, this one almost looks like it's over too.
yeah, I think on
Pretty
this
close.
one, yeah, so that one's over, these
Well,
ones
this one's
doesn't actually
This
say.
one, yeah,
Oh, maybe it is.
but the house is over.
Yeah. This is over,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
thing's over, this one's,
This
It's
probably
not the
shows
what's the fuzzy line? Why is it folded?
alright, so this is,
Some
this was
parts.
highlighted before they made the
Oh, it's a
copies.
highlight, not highlight, alright.
And shouldn't they show the extent of the easement for what's around the soil absorption?
Mm.
Oh yeah, like it calls out an easement, but puts no
Doesn't.
shape, no definition to it, it just says.
No description. I don't think there were many
Existing shed
places.
on the lot line.
Yeah, that would be.
That place doesn't perk very good either, so.
Right, I'll try and get that to council as soon as possible.
Okay. We have some bills.
I believe there's one bill. I'm not signing.
Bills. Now you need to make a motion.
No, that's
Yep.
just your.
My copy, my official
You can
copy.
look at it first.
I can. Nice.
That's too bad.
You have to have my
Yep.
signature for the
bad.
other bill that
Terry,
No, as long as I
You got
have.
three?
it.
Terry, is that the only bill we got from Amory?
So far, yes.
For pasture. That's pretty good. I'd like to make a
Yeah.
motion to pay the invoice number 14892 submitted by Amory Engineers for review of the pasture lane subdivision completion for $430.05.
Terry, do we have money in the account?
Yes.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye. Do we have to sign this?
Yep.
Here.
And Jonathan gets to sign the check.
What's the, in the memo, they referenced another memo prepared by
Colin.
Cullinan?
It's at the end of the packet.
it's in here.
He was the original review engineer. They've gone out of business.
But what's the
How did,
discrepancy there?
Uh,
Did you look
pasture
at it?
lane
only
main
two.
bill.
Only two.
Well, Cullinan's report was 2005.
Alright.
Yeah, but it sounds like he identified more.
I didn't get
Well, it could have been.
Yeah.
Meeting minutes?
As one, welcome to take home Henry Engineering to review for discussion next time.
We can do that.
Sure, everyone votes from Mark on
Let's see.
Saturday.
I don't know.
Oh, it's that-
Don't expect
that's
much
this Saturday?
support.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be here. I'm gonna be out of state all day.
I
hope you make it.
We have to write
Shaking
it.
hands and.
Well, I figure I don't
Kissing
really have
babies.
that. I don't have that many stickers to.
Oh, I
Handout, so.
gave you plenty of stickers.
Well, no. I mean, I don't think I have to hand out too many, right?
I think you need at least either 10 or 15.
Oh.
People gotta know what your address is too if they don't write your name in.
That's already.
Yeah, I get.
Well, if they don't have a sticker.
Oh.
All right, yeah. Okay.
So if somebody asks you, you can tell them that you can
To
put
make
your
sure
address.
Because I think
Okay.
there is a spot for write-ins.
Yeah, there is.
There is.
Yeah.
What is your address?
Pretty familiar.
357 South Street.
You don't have to
Middle
put,
initial?
you don't have to put it
T.
in there.
What?
Under the writing, you don't have to put the.
You have to put the address in.
I think so. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It's probably just
You
one
won't-
more
you
way to define which person, just in case.
Are they multiple of you?
There's not another one on the planet, actually.
I mean,
Mark went looking for him.
yeah. There can be only one.
in hell? I didn't know you had to put the address in.
Yep.
Well, doesn't ask for it.
Because it's a write-in.
Yeah. Usually it would say something like, if you want to write somebody in, please put their name, address.
Because anybody that does stickers,
Stickers have the name and address on
Oh,
so you, I mean, it's just,
it. You can keep.
just let people know. I mean, it's,
yeah.
if they're gonna
Might
vote
have
for
to-
you,
might
you
have
want it to
Google
count.
stuff,
You don't want them to feel like they're wasting their time.
yeah. Yeah, no, you can put just an address sticker on the write-in.
Well, it's a name and,
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I
So
get that, it's easy, you don't have to write it,
yeah.
it's already there.
Well, it's for people that You know, sometimes the candidate will pass away before the election and then it's open, people can go out and get stickers and, unless somebody wants to run last minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens a lot, believe it or not. People will know without the intent and then pull papers to keep other people from running. It gets
There's all
weird.
kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like it's good that there is another way to
To do it. That's pretty smart.
Who's up next year?
I don't know.
I think it's Larry.
Probably.
We should remind him to bring his papers in to get signed.
How many signatures does he need? Could we just do it right
30.
here? Yeah.
30 or 31?
I think it's 36.
Yeah.
I did
And
not.
can't
I did not get
everybody's
36.
stuff,
You can sign them, we just don't count.
Yeah, that's true. It just
Wow,
can't count.
it'd be weeks before they figure it out.
All right,
Okay, what
moving
else have we
on.
got
These
here?
Sesame Street characters.
We took care of the bills.
Yep,
Yep.
The 321 Ponset Street,
yes. Remember the guy that wants to do landscaping in the
Yeah.
garage with the repairs and stuff like that?
Yeah.
He actually finally came in and dropped off
this
his
thing.
letter of intent, and I did my own little notes on each of them for you. And his 45 days has run out, so we should probably do an extension. Quite honestly, I didn't have
What-
a lot of time today, so I didn't call this
What did he
evening.
request, the site plan?
Yes.
Yeah. This seems like a.
Yeah, we got,
This seems like an orchestra.
Did he, did he
It was the first time. That's why I think it's good that we had something on paper.
say that he wanted an extension, or
No,
do we
I-
deny it and then let him reapply?
Honestly, it just ran out and it wasn't really in front of me, so I totally lost track of time. So at this point, it ran out.
Oh, it's out.
Right now, the 45 days is out,
11 for just landscape.
because he brought it in on February 20th. So you're looking at the end of,
I know we submitted, but it was kind of informal. I don't think he's gonna have an issue as far as.
the end of his 45 days.
That's a lot of trucks and pieces of equipment. huh?
I'm sorry, April 5th would have been the 45 days.
Yeah, because at first it sounded like I could have sworn it was 2 trucks with trailers.
So,
Not required.
I can certainly ask him if he wants to extend it and then go at the next meeting.
Mhm.
He actually didn't even give a full,
Packet.
complete packet because he never paid for it either, so
Well, it's not.
imperative, but
Do you really need space for
Usually
options?
with
Yeah,
payment.
really.
that's a complete packet,
Right.
and he never paid for it.
He hasn't paid up to,
Is that
even
weird?
to this date.
Weird
No.
situation?
He was probably just
Because we
thinking of what he
remember we
had
had
in
discussed it a
vehicles,
couple
but
of
I
times.
think you're right.
And
'Cause
then
I- 'cause I
asked for
thought he
letter
was-
of intent, because he was so back and forth on what he
He's
wanted to
probably-
do,
it
how
probably
many days
doesn't
he
need
wanted,
its
whether he
own
was gonna do the
spot.
garage. whether
'Cause
he
I thought
wasn't
it was-
gonna do it.
It was informal
Unless he
more
loses
than,
it there.
Yeah,
formal the way he
for the most
did
part,
it.
it was more
Maybe he
informal
doesn't
than
need it for
anything, yeah.
every job.
I would say request that he
Garage.
come in and formally do it and bring a check.
And
Okay.
now he's in garage repair.
That seems like a pretty
which
big
that was-
operation to be
He's not gonna repair anything
running.
as far as new cars. This is repair for equipment.
What are the rules for running a business from your home?
Oh,
Really
there's a whole
confused.
section in there for you.
Is there?
There's not much in there at all.
He's in the business zone anyway, so it's a,
Oh, yes.
basically for the most, for all intents and purposes, it's mixed use. It's a residential home in the business zone. Business zone, you can have a business.
But then you gotta park it and you gotta do site plan review and all that,
He needs to
right?
come in to explain this.
Yeah.
That stuff again.
What was required ZBA special permit in B
To
zone?
sell the cars,
Oh, because he's looking to sell.
I believe that's,
Oh, well, the 7 to 10 cars,
I'm sorry, maybe not to sell the cars, it was for,
garage
the
repair.
garage repair services required, yes. That's why I kinda put a line.
This is the
There's a size of
business
the
zone out
garage,
there?
too.
Well, it depends on how many days you have
Yeah.
and all that.
And it wasn't supposed to be a repair garage.
Well, he's actually calling it a garage repair service now. We want the full letter of intent, what he wants to do, so we know
No,
what we're
yeah.
gonna be doing a site plan review.
Yeah, I would just say if you give them a call and say you need to bring in a check and
Yeah.
formally,
I would also suggest that this get updated too.
oh, is that the, from
This
the
is
previous
something-
one?
Yeah.
That's his plan.
It's the original,
Right.
original.
Yeah,
Oh, so he's gonna do a real parking lot and everything.
Basically, he's gonna have to, this is what he's intending on doing. This is what we're gonna require for,
The space.
Well, this is what he's using for spaces for, this is
own.
what he has for vehicles and equipment. And down there is what he's gonna need just for the bays. So this, down here, would have to be updated.
Right.
Why? Because it's not correct.
Not really, because he wants 7 to 10 cars.
He didn't have any spaces here. In the late, I thought we got a new one, and then he had spaces here, because he wanted to do like a drive-through.
Yeah, well, that's why we're gonna need to get updated to figure out what he's gonna do with it. If he's gonna have 3 bays in the front, 1 here, 2 in front.
He had no idea, 'cause I think, but you're right though, because we talked about, because he doesn't actually have to have the thing here, so if he gave himself, I think I had mentioned, longer spots here to back in a work truck with a trailer.
Yeah.
Or I was at least trying to get him to think like, hey, which way you coming into the garage, you're gonna be able to swing.
Right, he's definitely using his business, the landscaping business right now. 'Cause I see
I've
him
noticed
coming
in
out of Cumbies
Cumbies, yeah.
every morning getting gas and filling up and heading out, so he's definitely benefiting landscaping business out of there right now.
I don't think he'd have any problem running the landscape business, all the other stuff he's
Wanting to do, yeah.
gonna do. What happened to the one in the industrial park? I was looking to sell
All right, it was kind of blown out of the thing. So the guy's wife kind of put a ridiculous figure on how many vehicles there were. He basically has 3 to 4 trucks that he owns. So what he was saying is sometimes he's got a dump body on one, so he holds that thing on. He does a lot of his work during the winter. So it's all vehicles that like he owns that
Not
he just
sale.
yeah. So he's really just like sometimes with a vehicle, I'll switch it, I'll hold on to the vehicle so I can take the parts off, get it to switch over a dump body, something like that, and then the vehicles are gone by the end of the next season. So it made sense of what he had.
But
and
not
he-
15?
no, so she was looking at like the most amount of cars that were ever in there. So once we boiled it down, she's like, yeah, and she didn't know what to put. So she was like, the most cars that could ever be there were 15. Not that they had 15 used cars. So it was, we kind of talked her through it. They came in, we figured out that,
Boiled it down. a little
yeah,
bit.
there was really, they had room for what they needed, and it wasn't as bad as it seemed on paper.
So then that went back to the select.
Yeah.
Funny, this plan doesn't even have the address of the property on it. Because I punched in 320 Monpont and it's all the way up 58.
It's at the start of.
Kind of in the middle, I guess.
Well, yeah. Well, start of.
Well, no, I see where it is. I just punched in the address into Google and it sends you all the way up to the other end of 58.
Well, Google it through you up wrong.
Google doesn't have the right address now.
No,
Wow.
but this plan also doesn't show the address anywhere on it, which is
Okay.
weird.
Well, 500's between the lakes. Where did it shoot you?
All the way up past Country Rentals.
Oh, that's
Wow.
Hanson.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's 320.
That is,
Monster
yeah,
Street,
that is
Hanson.
handsome. That makes sense. Where's the line there?
Right by the
It's
liquor
Twin
store.
Lakes.
The liquor store there.
Yeah,
Other than that, we just have
Probably
minutes.
wouldn't know Elena's.
Yeah, there you go.
You wanna read over the minutes or you wanna vote them? Tonight or next time?
Do it next time if you want.
It's up to you guys.
We could do the 12 one.
Yeah, April 12th, I've had a chance to. You guys want to take a second?
Everybody was here, huh? Everybody was here, huh?
Yeah, it's full house.
Mr. Serpico also commented that goats can jump about 5 feet.
Well, it's a true story. You can. I mean, those goats are loose in the Walmart parking lot.
What do you guys do in those meetings? I don't talk about goats.
I didn't think you would have. I object to this. I actually said 5.5 feet.
If they don't know that it's a 6-foot fence, are they gonna try and jump over it?
They probably will.
If they get stuck in it.
I've seen goats jump over 5 foot. Like it's like it's a job. But she seemed confident enough that her goats are tame, where they're not gonna want to jump.
I was in a pen with a goat once. Turned around, the thing was on its back legs, like doing this weird, like hump, like jumping up and like swinging his head. And I'm like, dude, that's definitely a sign of like, hey, buddy, I can do this. And like, I'm coming towards you. It was like one of the.
You're on camera, right?
Yeah, I was scared of the thing. That turned around. The thing's got them weird eyes that are going the wrong way. Things like.
We just got 15 more views because you said that. Our ratings are going sky. Oh gosh. Mark Hood.
Do you want to stab this thing with a rod? I don't even know what to do against this thing.
Oh, Mark, for putting.
Yeah. He knows goats.
He approves this message.
That's why I didn't get enough signatures.
I'm gonna check the 12 minutes.